Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Sorry for my voice guys, I am just getting over a cold and just getting over being sick. But guys, I know I gotta get a video out for you guys. So today, we're gonna be talking about phase issues in using two microphones and how to actually fix your phase issues in your mix. Let's jump into it. Okay guys, so the first thing I want you to do is check out this guitar riff I actually recorded. Here we go. Okay, there's the guitar riff. It sounds great. It kind of sounds like the guitars are in Riff, but I'm going to show you guys how you can check your guitars if they are in Riff. And you can do this for any instrument, guys, okay? Any instrument that you record into your DAW, this is a way you can check, okay? Let's show you right now. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to show you guys how to actually check your phase. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on our first guitar track here. And what we're going to do is come over here and we're going to click on our gain, open our gain plugin. Now, this is our gain plugin. Now, what we're going to do is our gain plugin inside of Logic Pro X has this phase plugin feature in it. And it also has this mono feature. So what we're going to do is we're going to play around with that. And since this guitar that we're on first is panned to the left, we're going to actually click on the left and then switch it into mono and see how it sounds. Okay, here we go. I'm actually going to mute the drums so we just hear the guitars. Okay, so as soon as I actually clicked on this mono track, the right guitar actually came out a little bit more, like went out in the mix. So what I'm going to do actually is on the right guitar, I'm actually going to pan this guitar back in so that when I do put in mono, I can hear it still. So check it out now. Okay, so it sounds like to me on the next guitar is we're still playing the same rhythm. So that tells me that we are actually in the same timing. So these both guitars, they do line up together. So that's the first way you can tell if your guitars are in phase together, is that you're playing the same rhythm and you're playing at the exact same time. So another way to check is to use a multimeter. Now this is a multimeter. Now a way to check is take a look at this. If you look at this graph here, this plugin, and the way you can tell is you see this line here, but then you see this line and this line. Now this line in the middle on this plugin, it has an M at the top, and that M stands for mono, okay? Now this line here is the right, so this stands for the right speaker, and then this stands for the left speaker, okay? Now the way you can tell if your guitars are out of phase is if the line in here that's going to be in the middle starts shooting on these lines. So take a listen. Okay, so as you can see, when I played the guitar track, all I'm getting is a line right here in the center on the mono line. That kind of tells me that these two guitars that I recorded are in phase, because they're not crossing each other in the center here and going on the right line and the left line. They're staying in the center. That means they're in mono that I recorded. So that means they're in phase, that they're coming. So that's what you want, okay? When you record two guitars, you pan them out wide, okay? But they're still in mono. So that means that they're coming straight up the middle, okay? So when you record something in mono, it goes up the middle. When you record something in stereo, it goes out the sides. So if I recorded this in stereo, they'll be coming this way. So that means they are in phase. They're playing at the exact same time. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys what two guitar tracks sound like when they're out of phase. Okay? Okay guys, the way you can actually see if your guitars are out of phase. Now this is the way you can tell. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out here on my guitars. And the way you can tell is if you take a look at your tracks here. This is the first way you can tell, okay? If you look at your sound waves and you look at your peaks, make sure that your sound waves, like your sound wave here, is matched up with this sound wave. This sound wave peak is matched up with this sound wave and this and this. And if they're all matched up, all the peaks, that means you are in the perfect phase. Because these peaks of your sound waves, those are your dynamics, okay? They're your dynamics of the song. Now, I'm kind of going into a little bit of compression work here too, okay? Because this is actually how compression works, is you want the peaks of your sound waves to be at the exact same level so that everything sounds balanced. So we're kind of going into a little compression work here, okay? Now, if you take a look here, that these sound waves here in the beginning are a little bit smaller, and then once we get down here, they're a little bit bigger. So you can tell in these tracks that I'm gonna have to use some compression to get all of those peaks at the exact same level so that they're literally hidden and they're at a good volume level so that we're not clipping, okay? So that's a little compression talk right there. So let's get back into the phase issue. So make sure all of your peaks on your sound waves are actually matching up so that they play together at the exact same time, okay? Now, let me tell you about another way you can actually tell. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab my second track, which is down here, and I'm just going to actually move it a little bit off like this. Now take a listen to this. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? They're not off. They're totally off. They're not playing together, and it literally sounds terrible. It sounds like a ping pong going back and forth, like a ping pong delay effect, you know? So what we're gonna do is let's move that back to where it was. Now take a listen to this. In phase, sounds great. So guys, what we're gonna do now is let's talk about microphones and how we can actually avoid this situation and get to these microphones to sound and these recordings to sound the way they need to be, Let's do that right now. And guys, before we continue the video, I would just like to give a shout out to this person right here. So guys, if you want to be subscriber of the week, all you guys gotta do is subscribe to the channel, like a video, and you guys could be subscriber of the week. I pick a new subscriber of mine every single week, every time I post a video. So if you guys want a shout out, all you guys gotta do is hit that subscribe button down below and like the video, and you could be subscriber of the week like this person. Alright, now back to the video. Okay guys, so let's talk about microphones now, okay? Now, when you're recording with one microphone, just one, you're recording in mono, okay? But if you're recording with two microphones, you're recording in stereo. Now, the reason why you see two tracks here is because I did an overdub, okay? That's why it's in mono. You may think it's in stereo because there's two tracks, so you may think I used two microphones for stereo, but it's in mono because literally I just did an overdub, okay? So, now, when you're using two microphones, okay, you have got to remember and you have got to make sure that when you're using two microphones, they are set up the exact same way. So make sure that when you're setting up one microphone, you got to make sure that second microphone is set up the exact same way that the first microphone is set up. So if the first microphone is about a foot away from the guitar, you have got to make sure that the second microphone is about a foot away from the guitar. So whatever you do with the first microphone, you should be doing with the second microphone to make sure that they are in phase, okay? Now, let's think about this. If you put a microphone on a kick drum, okay? And then you just decide, okay, I want to put a room mic for this kick drum, right? Because think about it. People put room mics on drums all the time, right? Now, but you want to record that kick drum. What you want to do is if you put that mic on that kick drum, wherever you put it, then what you're going to do is you're going to put another mic in the back of the room to record that. You want to make sure that whatever mic you put in the back of the room is right on line. So if this finger of mine right here is your kick drum, and then this finger back here is your room mic, you want to make sure that this room mic is lined up with this mic. So it's straight on, dead on with the mic on the kick drum. You know, it's lined right up on that line. Because if it's not, you know what's going to happen? The thing that's going to happen is, listen. This is what's going to happen. It's going to sound like those guitars. It's going to sound terrible. And that is not what you want. It's not going to be on time. It's not going to hit on time. And it's not going to sound good. It's going to be out of phase. Okay? Make sure that when you're micing anything, any kind of instrument, if you're micing vocals, everything is in phase. So all the microphones are in the right placement. Everything is set up the same way. Okay? It makes a huge difference. Okay? Okay guys, so there is one tip I want to give you. And I've actually been giving this tip to my subscribers on this channel for a long time. And this tip is, if you do not have a good recording, you're not going to have a good mix. That is the advice I'm giving you right now. If you don't have a good recording, you're not going to have a good mix. So this means practicing your song, practicing your takes over and over again until you get good at them. And then once you're good at them, then you record, okay? Trust me, you want to do that. Because if you don't have a good performance when you go into the studio to start recording, you're not going to have a good recording. So you want to make sure you are good. Preparation is everything in the studio, okay? It gets you so far and it helps you out so much, okay? Okay guys, so remember to, whenever you're using microphones, you're using two microphones, remember to always make sure they are lined up together. Now guys, if you don't trust yourself using two microphones, so because you're afraid that you're going to be out of phase, what you can always do is do an overdub. Now what an overdub is that all you do is record with one mic, and then what you can do is record over that another take, okay? It's another way. That's what I did in this guitar piece here, is I did an overdub for you guys. So that is one way you can do it, guys, okay? But listen, it's a good thing to actually practice this technique in miking up your instruments and using two mics, because you never know. If you want to get into the audio industry, guys, you're going to have to mic instruments and you're going to have to learn. So this is a technique to be an audio engineer. You're going to have to know how to mic instruments, guys, and how to mic them the right way so that they're in phase and not out of phase, okay? So I hope you learned a lot, guys, from this tutorial and actually know how to actually fix if you're out of phase, and actually how to check if you're in phase or if you're out of phase, guys. So make sure you take these tips, put them to good use, guys. They really are great things to use in your home studio, or if you're an audio engineer already, and if you do this professionally too, okay? So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the support. Sorry again for my voice. I'm getting over cold. Leave some nice comments in the comments down below, guys, sorry, and to make me feel better. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Give this video a big thumbs up if you guys learned a lot, and thank you for everything, guys. We are almost to 600 subscribers, guys. I cannot believe it. Almost there. Thank you guys for everything. Keep making great music, and I will see you guys in the next video. And let me know if there's any videos you want me to make in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.